Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are doing the 6 song roundup, episode 33, and I will pre-warn you, if you hear any very vigorous coughing, my sister is in the next room. She's currently a little bit under the weather, and she sounds like she's trying to cough up a lung. So, jumping straight into things, we have The Browning with their cover of Blue Dabba Dee Dabba Die, which comes in at 4 minutes and 20. So this is the first of 2 covers of this song I put on this episode just for shits and giggles to kind of like compare and contrast. So the Brownings take is kind of like where they combine their heavy, almost, I'm assuming they're like a metalcore, they would be dubbed as, maybe deathcore, I'm not sure. Sound with like electronic elements, kind of like what they would do in their regular music. The deeper vocals are crisp, clear. The instrumental is effortless, and it sways between the heavier side of the sound and the instrumentals and like the electronic influences quite well. And like those sections where it's heavier, sections where it's more hyped up, it's all very even and well thought out and laid out. And there's even like a bit of a breakdown as well. So overall, a very good track. The second song we're looking at, which is also a cover of Blue Dabba Dee Dabba Die, is by Stessie. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but their cover is 2 minutes 40, so it's a lot shorter. This is, like I said, a much shorter version, and it's a much more faster paced version, I would also say, because whereas the Brownings cover is a bit more slower vocals and a bit more like methodical with how they're like doing it to kind of make it a full song of their own adaptation, this is very much a faster pace, quicker vocal with a quick delivery, different vocal notes here and there for added emphasis on things. And the chorus gives you very much this party metal feel, like something you could easily, listen to. One point it drops back for this like almost like reverbed softer vocals before picking up into like this big breakdownish section before the end. Overall, I do love both renditions of this song, but I feel like Stessie's version has more energy to it. It gets you amped, or it could easily bring a heavy fun twist to a party playlist for those of you that like that sort of thing. But yeah, both are good. Both I would highly recommend checking out and listening to. Yeah, that does make sense. But yeah, with that, we're going to move on to track 3, which is Wren featuring Kit Slaughterhouse. This is about 3 minutes 42, 3 minutes 43. So here we start with this like piano softly playing leading up to it. And that's all before Wren kicks in, rapping over it. Then after Wren's like done his first like verse, I think it is, you get this soft female vocal that like smoothly just glides over this like piano intro section. So I got to click my nose. And then after she's finished with her section, it kicks in, the instrumental picks up, there's like bass and a few bits of drum work and all this other stuff added in there, whilst the piano is still playing, and gives it almost like this classical meets hip-hop hybrid, I guess I would say. Wren keeps delivering bars, some at a very fast pace, some at a slower, more methodical pace. There's a lot of interesting like metaphors and similes and references and things like that utilised throughout the song. It's a great track, as always with Wren. He delivers everything you would want and more. Like, his delivery is great, his feature from Kit was awesome, the instrumental for the track was really interesting and different. It's not something you would see a lot. But my main criticism of this song is I would have liked just a little bit more of the female vocals, other than for the one bridge they use her for in the beginning of the song. Because I think Ren has like 6 or 7 verses on this track, whereas there's only one like bridge or hook even. Like, so maybe just taking that same bridge and utilizing that one more time towards the end of the track would have been cool, or just having her do some backing vocals, just a little something extra would have been nice. But yeah, other than that, that's my only criticism. I enjoyed the song very much so. Moving on from that, we have Danny Worsnop with The Bed I Made, which is just shy of 3 minutes 20. So some of y'all will know Danny from being the vocalist of Asking Alexandria there. Some of you might even know him from his side project back in the day, We Are Harlot. But he also has his own solo project that he does, where he had a handful of singles and 2 albums. This particular single that I'm looking at dropped back in 2024 and is an acoustic track where Danny's clean singing mixed with some of his more like gravelly toned cleans deliver a heartfelt, heartbroken kind of song. And it's just a great track, delivered very well. I love the stripped back, soul exposed vibe it brings. It's very much like just a man and his guitar singing. And I do like seeing that side of Danny's music as well, because like his solo stuff is a bit more eclectic. You've had like a country album, this more soulful album, and like singles. He's done covers of like Frank Sinatra and stuff like that. So his solo stuff gives him a bit more of a creative outlet for expressing himself, whereas obviously with Asking Alexandria, he tries to do the same thing but in a heavier style, as well as obviously taking influences from the rest of the band. And you know, they've also got to consider what the fans would like to hear and want and stuff like that. So I think it's always good for band people to have solo projects where they can adventure with different sounds that they might not be able to utilize fully in their other projects. So yeah, very cool. Moving on, we have Salem Trials, Purest Evil. This is like 4 minutes 38, I think. So this opens with a foreboding guitar riff, drums just going in the background. Then the guttural vocals kick in. They're gnarly, they're thick, they're dirty. The drum work is superb, it's solid throughout. There's a slightly different tone utilizing the vocals here and there, which breaks up the flow. There's like some chuggy guitar riffs and patterns, and the guitar work as well is also really well done, really clean. At one point in the song we get this filthy, like phlegmy and then there's a little bit after that, there's a take where the vocalist says like Purest Evil, and it's so well placed. Like, it's not too early in the song, it's not too late in the song to name drop the title. It fits, and if you watch it with the music video is also quite gnarly, quite weird. There's like some like serial killer vibes mixed with like hints of influences from like Lost Boys. So yeah, very cool song, very cool music video. Very interested to try and find more of the stuff from this band, because this is the only song of theirs I've heard so far, and I have looked for them but haven't found much, so I don't think I'm looking hard enough. With that being said, that takes us on to the final song of this episode, which is Body Count. and their song Psychopath featuring Joe Badatello of Fit for an Autopsy, which is just shy of 3.5 minutes long. So one thing I liked about the new Body Count album was the amount of features of other metal artists that they had on the tracks, which helped their sound feel like a natural evolution, a natural progression of their original metal rap hybrid sound, where there's like more uses of screams and heavier tones in the vocals, and heavier ranges, with people like Joe Badatello fitting in so well. Ice-T's style and musicianship behind Body Count, with their guitarists, their drummers, their bass players and stuff in general, is always phenomenal. And I especially liked the line that Joe Badatello drops in his verse, where he says, "Just another motherfucker fit for an autopsy." It's a cool little like nod to his band, which obviously Body Count quite frequently name drop themselves in their songs. Like most of their songs are named, but like with stuff like that, like I think they have 2 or 3 songs where the lyrics are just Body Count, you know, or like that in different variations. It's a very solid track, and again, it's a great evolution of Body Count's sound. I'm hoping they stick with this, because I think their message and stuff like that always sounds good no matter what they're trying to say. Like, they obviously have a lot of stuff about American politics and the American just like climate for living in general, which obviously, being someone from the UK, doesn't quite resonate with me at the same time as it will with other people. But as a fan of Ice-T's and a fan of basically whatever he does, like, you know, be it his rap music, be it watching him in Law and Order SVU, his Body Count stuff, like, I have listened to every Body Count album from the first one back from the 90s to this one that they've just dropped. The only one that slipped under my radar for like a year was Carnivore when it came out, and that was because I completely missed the launch of it. I'd heard singles and just assumed they're gearing up for something, but I never remembered seeing the album announcement. But yeah, so I do love seeing this sort of like natural progression from a vocalist and from an artist's point of view, because Body Count sound always slightly changes and subtly changes, but this was more of like a drastic like jump, because they definitely embraced the more metal style of their sound for a change. Like I said, there's a bunch of features. I can't remember all of the names, but this one's really good. And I don't know if it was Joe Badatello or if it was one of the Body Count guys that kept doing the vocal for Psychopath, but the delivery of that word in the choruses and stuff like that was so fucking cool. Like, it really, really stood out to me. Like, and I tried looking on Genius and a couple other different sites to see if it like credited which person did the line, the take, but I couldn't find it at all, which was quite frustrating, because I definitely wanted to like give them a nod. So whoever did that, not that you'll ever see this, I liked that take. I liked the way that you delivered the word psychopath. Yeah, that's enough of me gushing about this song. I am going to be doing what in my next video? I do believe it is a album. No, it's a 2 EP review, but we'll be looking at Devil Wears Prada's Space EP and Smile on the Sinner's Lazarus EP. So, yes, I will see you soon for that. Remember to stay safe out there, my friends. Okay, and goodbye.